الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعه بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. We give thanks to Allah. We ask Him to continue to bless the soul of the Messenger of Allah, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. May Allah bless the soul of his household, his companions, and believers that we continue to follow his pattern of life till the end of time. You are welcome to Reflections from the Member. This is where we inform ourselves about some of the things discussed during the khutbah of the Jumat prayer at the Sunnyvale Home Muslim Community Masjid in Abuja. Today's khutbah, the topic was steadfastness, Al-Istiqaamah, fil mujtama fasid in a corrupt society. How do we maintain our iman and istiqamah, steadfastness, in a corrupt environment, in a corrupt society? We started the khutbah with Surah Al-Asr, a short surah with very few verses, but great in meaning and connotation and implication. Surah Al-Asr is so important to the extent that Al-Imam Shafi'i Rahimahullah said that if Allah had not revealed any other chapter besides Surah Al-Asr, it would have been sufficient for us, and it would have been sufficient for the whole of mankind. It is also reported that many of the Mufassirun, like Ibn Abi Hatim and Ibn Kathir and some other Mufassirun, used to say that the companions of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when they meet each other, they will not disperse until one of them has recited Surah Al-Asr to the other ones. This further emphasizes the importance of this surah. Obedient servants of Allah, it is important that we look at this surah where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed us in it that innal insana lafi khusr, that surely mankind is in a state of loss. Every one of us knows that this loss and destruction that mankind finds himself in is much more pronounced, more manifest at this time than in the olden days. We are in a time in the world today where indecency, absurdities, and promiscuity advances day in, day out. If we look at the case of zina that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned us that we should move completely away from zina, it has now become well established to the extent that a zani and a zania, an adulterer and an adulteress, they have a website where they meet one another, where they book appointment, and where they hook up. You will not find a man who has never seen a woman before, and a woman who does not know that man from Adam, hooking up and meeting themselves in a particular place to perpetrate evil. Those days, when people even want to go to brothels where they meet prostitutes, they have to go on a roundabout so that people will not see them. Today, it has become so manifest that if anybody sees people perpetrating this evil outside, the highest they will say is that why don't you do it somewhere secret and don't let people see the evils you are doing in the open. Zina has got to the level that people today are now perpetrating the kind of zina never known in the history of mankind until now. A situation where a man will have illicit sexual affairs with more than one woman, with 2, 3, 4 women, or a woman will have illicit sexual affair with more than one man. Surely, man is in a state of serious loss. To obedient servants of Allah, it is important that at this situation that we find ourselves, even if we want to make use of the internet, it's difficult for you to make use of it until you see one evil or another that will be luring you and be inviting you to it. So we need steadfastness. We need to maintain our iman at this period of time. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when he mentioned that innal insana lafi khusr, that man is in a state of loss, he put this now. He put some exceptions. He said, illa alladhina amanu wa amilu salihah wa tawasaw bil haqq wa tawasaw bis sabr. That except those who believe in Allah and they do good works and they invite one another, they advise one another to do what is true. They advise one another about the truth, and they also advise one another be sabr, to be patient in obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One of the companions of the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sufyan ibn Abdullah al-Thaqafi, he said he told the Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulallah, O Messenger of Allah, kulli fil Islam, please tell me something about things I need to know in Islam that I will not need to ask any other person except you. The Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam told Sufyan radiallahu anhu, and by extension every one of us, that kul amantu billahi summa istaqim. Say, I believe in Allah and be steadfast about it. Be righteous, maintain steadfastness as far as your belief is concerned. So for everyone today, in order for us to withstand, to counteract all the evils being perpetrated in our environment so that we will not be part of them, we need istiqamah. We need steadfastness. We need standing by the belief in Allah wa ta'ala. And for us to be able to obtain this steadfastness, there are certain important steps that we need to take. One of the very important steps is for us to find a time. From time to time, we have to be listening to the word of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. That we should remind one another, us reminders, assist the believers to find time. From time to time, listen to the word of Allah, listen to wazi. You can also make use of the internet that some people are make bad use of, can make good use of it, to listen to the talks and the wazi of the scholars of Islam. It will go a long way in assisting you stabilize and uplift your iman. And also it is important that we practice what is called al-ihsan. Al-ihsan, when Jibril alayhi salam came to the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam to ask him about what al-ihsan means, the Messenger sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "An ta'budallaha ka'annaka tarahu, fa in lam takun tarahu fa innahu yarak." It's for you to worship Allah as if you see him. Even if you cannot see him, like we know we cannot see Allah in this world, innahu yarak, Allah sees you clearly. So if a person acts all the time, understanding that Allah sees him and Allah has appointed part of his body that are going to stand to testify for him or against him on the day of judgment, it's one of the way of developing our istiqamah. And it's also important, part of it is for us to make sure that we follow the principle of being with the righteous. The late philosopher used to say, show me your friend, I will tell you who you are. That is to say, friends, people we associate with used to have effect on us. And that is why it is important as a way of developing and maintaining our istiqamah, steadfastness in this corrupt society. We need to make sure we move and work with the righteous people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu, who you believe, taqullaha, fear Allah, wa kunu ma'as-sadiqin, and make sure you are always with the righteous ones, because they will assist you in this world and they also have effect on you in the hereafter. And it's also important, the importance of dua can never be overemphasized. Whoever wants to have istiqamah, wants Allah to make his heart stable, needs to always be supplicating to Allah. The Messenger sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to say a lot, Ya muqallibal qulub, thabbit qalbi ala dinik. Oh Allah, the one that changes hearts, make my heart to be stable on your religion. Let's also continue to supplicate to Allah so that our istiqamah, our steadfastness,